Assalamualaikum dear students, welcome to all of you in Cybersecurity Lecture 3 and I am your instructor Ahmed Malik. In our today's lecture, we are going to discuss about the various different types of malwares like virus, worm, Trojan horse and so on. In this lecture, we will also try to cover some email and browser related cybersecurity attacks, and finally we will also discuss about many different symptoms from where we can detect either there is some virus or worm is present in our computer system or in our network. So let's take a start. Types of malwares. Cyber criminals mostly target end user devices through the installation of malwares. Malware is used to steal our data or bypass our security or controls. It causes harm to our systems or compromise a system. The first type or most common type of malware is virus. A virus is a malicious executable code attached to another executable file or exec file, such as a legitimate program. Most viruses require end user initiation and can be activated at a specific time or date. Another most important type of malware is worm. Worms are malicious code that replicate by independently exploiting the vulnerabilities in our computer system or networks. Worms usually slow down our networks, whereas a virus requires a host program to be run, while on the other hand, worms can run by themselves or independently without the intention of a user. Other than the initial infection, worms no longer require user participation. Trojan horse. A Trojan horse is a type of malware that carries out malicious operations under the guise of a desired operation, such as playing games online or internet surfing. This malicious code exploits the privileges of the user that runs it. A Trojan horse differs from a virus because the Trojan horse binds itself to non-executable file as virus binds with executable files such as image files, audio files or games. Another type of malware is logic bomb. A logic bomb is a malicious program that uses a trigger to awaken the malicious code. For example, these triggers can be dates, time, other program running, or the deletion of a user account. The logic bomb remains inactive until that trigger even happens. Once activated, a logic bomb implements a malicious code that causes harm to our computer system. Ransomware. Most common type of attack, ransomware holds the computer system or the data it contains. This data remains captive until the target makes a payment to the attacker. Ransomware usually works by encrypting our data in the computer with a key which is unknown to the user. Backdoors and rootkits. A backdoor or rootkit refers to the program or a malicious code introduced by a criminal who has compromised a system. The backdoor bypass the normal authentication used to access a system. A rootkit modifies our operating system to create a backdoor. Attackers then use the backdoor to access our computer system remotely. Email and browser attacks. Email is a universal service used by millions of users worldwide. As one of the most popular services, email has become a major source of vulnerabilities to the users and organizations. Some most common type of attacks which can be generated using email or browser are being discussed here. Spam. Spam, also known as junk email, it is an unsolicited email. In most cases, spam is a method of advertising. However, spam can send harmful links, malware, or deceptive content. Spyware. Spyware is a software that enables a criminal to obtain information about a user's computer activities. Spyware often includes activity trackers, keystroke collections, and data capture. In an attempt to overcome security measures, spyware often modifies our security settings. Some other type of email and browser attacks are adware. Adware typically displays annoying pop-ups to generate revenue for its authors. The malware may analyze user interests by tracking the websites visited by the user. It can then send pop-up messages or advertising pertinent to those sites. Scareware. Scareware persuades the user to take a specific action based on fear. Scareware frogs pop-up windows that resemble operating system dialog windows. The most common type of email attack is phishing. Phishing is a form of fraud where cyber criminals use email, instant messaging, or other social media to try to gather the personal information of a user, such as login credentials or account information, his bank detail, and any other information by miscoding or disguising a reputable entity or person. Phishing occurs when a malicious party sends a fraudulent email disguised as being from a legitimate or trusted source. The message intent into the email is to trick the recipient into installing malware on his or her device or into sharing personal or financial information. Spear phishing is also a type of phishing. Spear phishing is a highly targeted phishing attack, while phishing and spear phishing both use emails to reach the victims. Spear phishing sends highly customized emails to a specific person. Vishing. Vishing is a type of phishing using voice communication technology. Criminals can spoof calls from legitimate source using voice over IP technology. Victims may also receive a recorded message or call that appears legitimate, like a recorded message or call from your bank. Farming. Farming is impersonation of a legitimate website in an effort to deceive users. Some other email and browser attacks are plugins, SEO poisoning, and browser hijackers. Plugins. The Flash and Shockwave plugins from Adobe enable the development of interesting graphics and cartoon animations that greatly enhance the look and feel of a web page. Plugins display the content developed using the appropriate software. SEO poisoning. Search engines such as Google work by ranking pages and presenting relevant results based on user search queries. Depending on the relevancy of website content, it may appear higher or lower in the search result list. SEO, short for search engine optimization, is a set of techniques used to improve a website ranking by a search engine. While many legitimate companies specialize in optimizing websites to better position them, SEO poisoning use SEO to make a malicious website appear high in search results. Browser hijacker. A browser hijacker is a malware that alters a computer's browser setting to redirect the user to the websites paid for by the cyber criminal customers. Browser hijackers usually install without the user permission and is usually part of a drive-by download. Art of deception. These are actually non-technical ways by using which any attacker or cyber criminal can gain some information from any person, also known as social engineering. Social engineering is a completely non-technical means for a criminal to gather information on a target. Social engineering is an attack that attempts to manipulate individuals into performing action or revealing confidential information. Social engineers often rely on people's willingness to be helpful but also prey on people's weaknesses. These are some types of social engineering attacks. Pretexting. This is when an attacker calls an individual and lies to him or to them in an attempt to gain access to privileged data. An example involves an attacker who pretends to need personal or financial data in order to confirm the identity of the recipient. Something for something. This is when an attacker requests personal information from a party in exchange for something like a gift. Some other examples of art deception are shoulder surfing and dumpster diving, impersonation and hoaxes, piggybacking and tailgating, online, email and web-based trickery. Shoulder surfing and dumpster diving refers to picking up pins, access codes, or credit card numbers. An attacker can be in close proximity to his victim, or the attackers can use binoculars or closed circuit cameras to shoulder surf. Impersonation and hoaxes. Impersonation is the action of pretending to be someone else. For example, a recent phone scam targeted taxpayers. A criminal posing as an IRS employee told the victims that they owed money to the IRS. Piggybacking occurs when a criminal tags along with an authorized person to gain the entry into a secure location or a restricted area. Tailgating is another term that describes the same practice. Online, email and web-based trickery, forwarding hoaxes, emails and other jokes, funny movies and non-work related emails at work may violate the company's acceptable use policy and result in disciplinary actions. Here are some common symptoms of malware which can be found in any affected computer system or network. There is an increase in CPU usage. There is a decrease in computer speed. The computer freezes or crashes often. There is a decrease in web browsing speed. There are unexplainable problems with network connections. Files are modified automatically or files are deleted automatically. There is a presence of unknown files, folders, programs or desktop icons. There are unknown processes running in your computer system. Programs are turning off or reconfiguring themselves, or email is being sent without the user's knowledge or consent. That's enough for today, and now finish our this lecture with a beautiful quote. Education is the best friend. An educated person is respected everywhere. Education beats the beauty and the youth. So dear students, thanks for watching this video and stay connected for all the upcoming videos. Thank you very much.